Oops. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to. Well, this is a unique night. This is Jeff Needs Sports, and it's Jeff Needs Help podcast. I'm really stepping out of my lane here and taking on a monstrous task. Me and my friend Josh from Four Nerds by Nerds podcast are going to take on Rocky IV. So, a little backstory: Josh does a lot of watch-alongs, and he kind of got me into them. So I asked him one to do this one, and I picked the best, funnest movie I possibly could. So, Josh, thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, my pleasure. This is a cinematic triumph right here,
dude. I am so excited about this. So, what everybody knows, what we're going to do is here in a second, we'll count it down and we'll hit play, and we're going to watch this movie and comment on as it goes. You're welcome if you're listening to synchronize it with us. You're also welcome if you're watching the live show to chime in. I think everybody has this movie in the back of their memory bank somewhere, like memorized. So, speaking of that, Josh, I had a couple intro questions before we get started here. First, I ask you, what's your oldest memory or first memory of Rocky IV?
Probably the I'm gonna drive angry because my friend is dead montage.
There's no easy way out, Josh.
I saw that on TV when I was like 6, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
And why is he still? No, the funniest thing about that, before we get, we'll talk about it, obviously when we get there, because we'll have plenty of time during that montage, is that, what I need to do now that I have perspective on life and how fragile it is? I'm gonna drive like a maniac and leave my family, my kids and wife at home.
I'm going like 160 in a Lamborghini, and I'm not wearing my seatbelt.
Yeah, because that's what Apollo would want. Oh my God. So then I ask you if they will this. I don't know if it's the second or third question I gave to you, but will this movie be put in the time vault of the 1980s that we leave behind for the aliens that take over after the humans are gone?
Absolutely. If the movie isn't, the soundtrack better fucking be.
Great point. This is like it's one of the most 80s movies. There's a few of them like Beverly Hills Cop, Rocky, Rocky IV, all these just quintessential 80s that it just sums up the times. It's great. And then I ask you, I think you like the Rocky franchise. Obviously, it's why you agreed to do this show. So, what's your favorite out of the franchise, or where do you rank this one?
My favorite is probably the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really love the first one because it's like a real serious movie. Just kind of like First Blood. Like First Blood is my favorite Rambo movie because it's a real movie. It wasn't made to be like oiled up. like look at this flashy. Like he's got a robot in this movie.
Yeah, what the fuck?
3 movies ago, he can't pay rent, and he's a bum fighter. 3 movies later, he's got a robot in a Lamborghini.
Just willy nilly buy. There's nothing like part 2 when he buys the tiger jacket and the Firebird. That's just the most professional athlete thing to do that I can ever possibly think of.
Burning through that money immediately.
Okay, so we've got an hour and a half, 91 minutes of movie to watch here, so we'll get started. Josh, you show me how to do this. How you do it on your show? I believe you say 3. Is it 1, 2 play, or you tell me how we're doing it?
So yeah, you got to pause right at the MGM logo. Everyone out there, don't feel a need to watch it. If you've seen it before, we'll talk through it enough to.
Oh yeah,
it'll get you. We got it paused there, and yeah, we'll say 1, 2, 3 play, and on play, everyone hits play together.
Alrighty.
So 1, 2, 3 play.
Beautiful.
There it is.
Oop, I gotta turn mine down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I gotta just pop out 1 second. I'm back. Not the way to start the podcast.
Hey, it's all right, man. It's all right. I'm here for it. Funniest thing. We start with the robotic clashing gloves, the American flag and the Soviet flag. Like it's just so 1985.
Last night, and we did another episode a couple weeks ago. I recorded Friday the 13th Part 4 on my podcast.
Nice.
Also a very 80s movie. And one thing that all 80s movies seem to have in common is the trope of we will save money by making the first 10 minutes of our movie the last 10 minutes of the last movie.
Yeah, we've already filmed it.
In a movie that's only an hour and a half to begin with.
Yeah, there's
another movie.
There ain't but 75 original minutes in this movie.
And there's about 5 minutes of credits at the end.
Good point.
I don't think that there's a bad movie in this franchise, really. Like 5's not the greatest, but even 3 is really good too.
3 is actually, as I've gotten older and watched them all so many more times, 3 actually has a right at the title. When you really watch it, it's a pretty good movie.
It is. Yeah. A lot of stuff happens. That's where you get Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. Right.
That's where you get the beginning of their relationship. Mickey dies. Like, it's got everything you need. The only thing that drives me crazy about it, and it drives me crazy about pretty much every Rocky movie, is that the only thing all of his training in Rocky 3 teaches him to do is to finally block. Because every single punch that is thrown at him in the first 2.5 movies, he blocks with his face.
Yeah.
He has his hand down. You're supposed to be a professional boxer. You don't walk chin first at your opponent.
Yeah, show him how much you can take.
And the third one, Apollo teaches him. He's ducking and moving. I don't think he gets punched once. And in this one, he immediately forgets all of it.
It's something about Rocky 3 that I'm never sure. I really love the movie. I can't tell how racist it actually is. Like, is it not? Is it? Like, there's some things in there that are that you can't do now, like, or shouldn't.
Yeah, but, I feel like this is a pretty progressive series too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Starting in the 70s, and you got your best supporting actor here is an African American guy.
Yeah.
Then they become best friends. That's awesome.
Oh man, and then they punch themselves.
Yeah.
So we just had the ding ding.
Then they knock each other out at the exact same time. That's how I see it going down in my mind.
Well, the thing is, after the first Rocky, after his first fight with Apollo, every movie after that is about how Rocky should never take another punch. And yet he's just fighting one of the best fighters in the world in a gym for free.
Yeah.
With no headgear.
You should never get punched in your face ever again. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go do it by the strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
He literally has a belt that says he's not to be fucked with.
Yeah. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, they do that a lot in this series, though, because like that's all 5 is. 5 is just don't even get me too much. You can't box anymore. And then like 2 months later in the movie, he's beating the shit out of his new apprentice.
Yeah, that's my whole problem with 5 is that they're like, you should never get punched again unless you want a bare knuckle fight for 3 hours. That's the only thing you can do.
Unless you want someone to hit you in the skull with a trash.
Yeah. I've watched that movie one time and I put it out of my head. So
there are some amazing one-liners in it though.
At least they let well, I guess 3 was pretty good too, but in this one, Talia Shire, they really let her look like a modern woman and not,
money does a lot for this woman.
Yeah, she spent it, right? She was not humble.
She went from like a mousy little like simple girl to like a billionaire's wife. This is just Rocky. Hey, Paulie, I got you a birthday present. It's a robot.
But let me tell you, as a 10-year-old who watched this movie when it came out, we thought this might as well have been Star Trek.
Yeah, this was some ET shit.
This was the greatest thing that we had ever seen. We're all like, everybody's going to have one of those robots in 3 years. I bet everybody gets one.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of Paulie. I'm jealous of the 60-year-old man.
So I was reading about it. That robot was because of, so I guess Sylvester Stallone, one of his sons had autism, or I don't know how many sons he has, but he had a son with autism, and that robot was part of a program for autistic kids, and that's how it wound up in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was reading it. It was actually
That's
a
really cool.
neat story. It was, so that's how where this robot came from and how it got wedged in here.
I don't know if this is actually his son or not. I don't think it is.
No,
the fifth one, it is actually his son.
5. Yeah, they say that's why he made that movie, because his son was actually the right age to be in it. But whether that's true or not, they say a lot of stuff.
Look at it. He's got monogram pajamas.
Yeah, he does.
That are his ring gear color.
No, keep in mind that's like maybe a 6'6" door frame, and he's the heavyweight champion. He's got plenty of room to spare there. Nothing is greater than that Sylvester Stallone pulled off being a heavyweight champion.
Yeah, it is true.
It's unbelievable.
Like, what was it, Rocky Balboa, which is a terrific movie.
That is a good movie.
The guy that he's fighting in that is a real life boxer, and he's supposed to be a heavyweight in the movie, and in real life he was like a welterweight.
Right, exactly. At least they made Michael B. Jordan, they let him be a light heavyweight, which made so much more sense.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things like back in this time, like,
oh, yeah,
it was heavyweight or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like right after these, we're wrapping up, like Oscar De La Hoya got big.
Yo, the bracelet. Go on. The watch. It's a watch. Wraps around. That is so 80s. It wraps around. Look at her. She did not refuse it. Like, oh no, I can't. She's like, yep.
This is amazing because I know how much it cost.
Yeah.
This man who can't form a complete
and gets
$100 million.
Blind in one eye. just drop part of his future.
They just skip right over that in Rocky Balboa. They're just like, yep, you're fine. You passed all your physicals, even though you had enough brain damage that we suspended your license and refused you to ever.
We begged you to never fight again.
We stripped you of the World Heavyweight Championship.
This is so great. The entrance of Drago. They could not. You couldn't go at any point in time. There was never a better actor than Dolph Lundgren to play Drago at no point in time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's perfect.
That's what a bad actor's dream. Like,
right?
You have to say about 5 words in this movie. We don't even care if you do it well. Like, just stand there and be giant.
I believe he had 7 words or something like that. It's really bad. Then we got Apollo in the pool with the dogs. Great dogs and pool scene. So jealous.
All these millionaires and their problems.
Yeah, exactly. Brigitte Nielsen, Sly's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, I just watched Cobra and she was in that. And I was quite smitten with her in Cobra. And this, I'm like, you do nothing for me.
And she's young. She's only, let's see, I think she's only like 25 years old in this.
Yeah.
She's really young in it. Let's see. Let's look up Miss Brigitte here. But she's great in it. I mean, she's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like 22 in this movie.
Jesus.
She's just a kid.
She's just also a giant. I don't even think that he's that big either. Like, Sylvester Stallone is just so small.
Yeah, I think Dolph's just like a normal big dude, and Sylvester is not.
Yeah, I think he's like slightly above average, and Sylvester Stallone's like 6'4". Most actors apparently are short. There's something that, like, some reason that, like, Tom Cruise is tiny.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, hey, robot, come help me wash my car.
Yeah, come wash this car. I gotta take it for a spin later. I gotta take it for an angry spin later.
This is a believable movie franchise.
Yeah, I got to go hate dancing a little bit.
Me and my friend, we love this series, and we had a running story that as the movie advanced, there becomes a love relationship between Polly and the robot.
Oh my gosh!
They fall in love with each other.
I listened to a great show today. I wish I remembered the name of it. prepping for ours, and and they said that they wanted to see the beginning of Rocky V, where the robot turned sentient on them and tried to overtake the world. They had to destroy it.
Rocky's got to fight the robot.
Rocky and the X-Men.
I'd take that.
Look at, I'm telling you,
all day.
This scene, man. Once again, as a kid watching this, I'm like, this is the greatest physical anything I've ever seen. Like, basically, I watched this as a documentary. Like, this was real life to me.
Well, it's movies like this that, because it's like at the time Russia was like bad.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like Russia's bad. And but at the time my favorite movie was Back to the Future.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I thought Libyans were like not to be fucked with, like with some of the deadliest people in the world, and they're just just a random movie. They're just like, we'll say Libyans this time around.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. In the 80s in America, it was like, oh no, all the brown people are terrorists, all the black people are criminals. Trust us, just trust us. Don't follow up on any of this. It fits the narrative.
I want to know if this machine exists. I mean, it's got to. They have those, like,
it does.
They have those ones at bars.
I listened to a podcast maybe a year or so ago, and they were discussing first of all how this punching power is not human, like it would kill somebody. Yeah. Yeah. They said, like, I forget what their numbers were, but basically 1,000 would end someone's life. Anything he hits, he destroys. And this movie is so fast paced.
I want a steroid montage because they're roided up.
Well, yeah, we'll get into Sylvester's like doing it the clean way. he's a 5'5" heavyweight champion doing it the old fashioned way, sure.
Oh yeah, there's also in part 3 Hulk Hogan's in part 3.
Oh yeah, Thunderlips, baby.
He's the best.
Great character, and he was at just the beginning of his height. I remember seeing that movie and I was like, why is Hulk Hogan on TV and why am I so happy?
They announced the other day that who the bad guy, like someone's in talks to be the bad guy in Creed 3.
Oh, really?
They're making a Creed 3 and it's a black guy, and immediately I was like, comment section, like it better be Mr. T's son.
Oh, it has to be. It has to be.
You did Drago's son, like.
Yep. Why not?
What is his name? Damn it.
You talking about Clubber Lang?
Clubber Lang, yeah.
Clubber Lang got a raw deal, man. He won the title fair and square. He should have never gave Rocky a rematch. I'm just going to say that.
It is true.
Yeah, he destroyed him. But see, why didn't we get a series of, Drago versus Clubber Lang? Like, I want to see that warm-up fight. Why did it have to go to Apollo?
There is a podcast called, I think it's called Finding Drago. And it's these Australian guys, and it's like somebody put out this like novel, and it's it's basically like a Rocky fan fiction, but like it was a book. Like it would got passed around to people, like and it was like a young adult type of novel for a Rocky spinoff called Drago, and it's all about Drago's like redemption and like rising back up in the Russian boxing circuit and becoming the champion of the world again, like redeeming him as a person and shit.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So they're like tracking down who wrote this fucking book. And they keep like reading excerpts from it and telling you what's going on in the book. It's amazing.
I love that Apollo and Rocky are watching the fight footage of, I think, probably their second fight, and it's the movie footage though. Like it looked the same for the television viewers as it did us watching the movie. This is a really good scene between the two, though.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers and Sylvester Stallone really actually do a pretty good. This movie is like, there's moments where they do a really good job. I'm glad he didn't, because I don't think the movie lasts as long, but they could have made a serious movie. Like the first two.
Yeah.
Rocky was like, nah, I'm getting cut up and we're fighting Russians and we're going to make all the money.
It is kind of like this is a weird movie in the aspect of like everyone that's going to fight, they have everyone telling them like, don't,
Please don't.
please don't, like, be a coward and don't do. Like,
Yeah,
they're like,
please.
I fight for a living. You know, this $1 million lifestyle you love having. She's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
twirls
not.
a little necklace in her face.
Yeah. I'm not giving the watch back, but it's this. It's not worth it, Rock.
But it's
That's
like he's doing it too. It's like why shouldn't Apollo be able to beat Drago? Like they treat it like, oh, what do you think? You're old and like you got something to prove now? Like
I think
you were just world champion like 2 years ago, dude.
I think he says he's only like I think it comes up at one point. He's only like he's under 40. Apollo's under 40 years old.
Yeah, which is kind of old for a boxer, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not ancient.
It is weird. Like, look at this guy. Like Sylvester Stallone. How old is he in this movie?
Well, let's find out.
Like I'm about to be 34, and that dude looks way older than me, and he's probably like 32.
Well, those Australian steroids will age you quickly too. Let's be honest.
Human growth hormone.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how old Sly is in this. I think he's 40, which he seems older, but I'm pretty sure he's 40.
Yeah, he could be. This is 85, 87, in around there.
85, yeah.
85.
Let's see.
Yeah, they busted these right out like every 2 years.
Yeah, he's 40. He's born in 46, so he's right at 40 years old or just under 40 years old.
Yeah.
He looks it. I think Carl Weathers might be younger than him if I remember correctly. Not in the movie, obviously, but
He's always got this like I'm worried. Like Rocky always seems a little simple.
yeah.
Like, and I think it's him trying to act like he's just like a little like punch drunk, but it's like it's also you grew up on the streets and he has no like education, so he is kind of like stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, Carl Weathers is a couple years younger than Sylvester Stallone.
Wow. And in the first one, he looks so much older than him.
Yeah. Yeah, Sylvester played catch up. How about Carl Weathers, man? He's kicking it now. He's directing The Mandalorian and shit. Like,
yeah, I love Carl Weathers. I love when he pops up in everything. I love him in Happy Gilmore.
We could talk about Action Jackson all day long, baby. He cashed in on the Rocky franchise. I bet Action Jackson was within. Well, here's what's funny about this movie too, is it's coming off of Rambo: First Blood Part 2, maybe 5 or 6 months earlier. So he had two of the biggest movies of 1985.
Yeah, that is true.
He had a big year, which that movie did not age well. I loved it as a kid, and I can't watch it now. It's so bad.
Yeah, then there must have been a bit of a gap between this and number 5 because I think 5 came out in like 91.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, there was quite a bit of a gap. Tommy Morrison, R.I.P. Tommy, but oof.
Yeah,
he gave it his all.
Yeah, what a weird, like, what shit luck.
Yeah,
he told you have HIV and your career's over, and then later he found out he didn't have HIV, right?
Yeah.
And then what? He just died, or did he didn't kill himself? Did he?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember the details. The great press conference here, by the way. It's just perfect. I mean, Carl Weathers is great. The guy playing the Russian trainer is great, or manager. I guess he's a manager. The Russian Don King. Look at that. Look at the passion.
Look at the height difference. There's no way they'd be the same weight class.
They wouldn't even let them fight. The shove's great. You start. I mean, it's so believable. And what's funny, Dolph Lundgren, like famously, was a biochemist or something. He's a genius.
Yeah, he's super smart, and he seems so dumb in all his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because he looks like shit in The Punisher. We did The Punisher last year, and I had never seen that before. And I'm like, he looks like a meth head. I
don't remember you guys doing that. I went to go back and listen to that one.
Yeah.
I just listened. I can't. Let's see, man. Let's talk about Duke the trainer. Has to be, without a doubt, the MVP of this movie.
Yeah, I love him. Apollo's like ringside guy.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's the best, and I love how he like after Apollo dies, he goes right. He's just like, all right, I'll be Rocky's corner man.
Yeah,
and I love that they brought him back in Rocky Balboa.
Yep. Yeah, he died in 2016.
Did he?
It's hard to believe it was that long ago. I remember it happening, but then time just goes so fast. Yeah.
Is he dead? Because they killed Paulie off in Creed. Is he dead?
I don't know if he actually died or not.
Because when I watched Creed and it opened with him being dead, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Why wouldn't you have him in here?
He gets third billing in this movie. Burt Young.
Let's
see here. From the great job in The Godfather, by the way. Man, it seems like he's still alive. It just has his born date, 1940. Good for him.
So he's not even that much older than Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, he's 6 years older than Rock. He's really good in The Godfather. He's great in these movies. You hate him so bad.
Yeah, he's just such a dick.
Oh, man.
It was so crazy, and they just like it's like they talk about Philadelphia being like the city of brotherly love, and like everyone's like proud to be from Philadelphia. Paulie works in a meat packing plant for about 45 years, and then he's like, "All I got was this watch." It's like, Paulie, like you should have been upper management by now, or at least had a lot of money in a 401k. Like you're in a union job, man. Come on.
Yeah, really. Well, once we realized in Rocky V how he mismanages things. Now I'm starting to get it.
It's the dumbest thing. Like we left Paulie with power of attorney, and he gave all our money away. So dumb. They like overdid it. It's like Rocky having brain damage is a serious enough plot line. You don't have to make him poor again, too.
I never agreed with that.
You're like, see, you wasted your life getting your brains beat in, and what did it give you? Nothing. You're right where you started. It's like that's not a good moral to a story.
You lost your tiger jacket and everything. And the dog. Whatever happened to the dog? I think his name was Brutus. Like he just vanished.
Yeah. I love that freaking dog.
Oh, here we go. So the entrance of the great James Brown. This soundtrack was huge.
Oh yeah. We are nearly 40 years removed from this movie.
This is it's insane.
And we don't have events like this now. It's like WrestleMania doesn't have shit.
No, you're right. They never reached this level at any point. Look at it. There's air. I mean, what are we doing?
Like, there's more production in this little stage show than there is at the Super Bowl.
This was, I believe, I don't know if this was his biggest song, but this is one of James Brown's biggest songs ever in his career.
R.I.P. James. Oh, there's a lot of R.I.P.s in this.
There's a lot. Oh my God.
Now, for anyone out there that doesn't remember this movie religiously like we do, the fight that is about to happen, even though there seems to be about $5.5 million put into production, is supposed to be an exhibition match. Kind of like the match that happened last night between Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul. Like, there's not going to be a winner. You're supposed to kind of just take it easy and duke it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And he kills this man.
Yeah. Spoiler alerts. The worst thing ever in movie history is about to happen. Another thing about this movie, like they play the entire songs of the soundtrack. Like it's 3 and 4 minute segments that are just
the full song.
Yeah.
They're like, we got nothing in this but music, montages, and fight scenes.
So you showed me that. I'm so excited for the director's cut. I guess there's like 20 more minutes out there that they're going to give us.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it is. I mean, it could just be one extra scene. Like
It's probably another music video.
it's the complete Titantron set to Rocky's entrance in Russia.
Yeah.
And about 8 different angles of Apollo's dead body hitting the ground that they cut.
In the shiver. Here's what's funny. I bet James Brown isn't that much older than Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. That was crazy, though. I can't explain for anybody that wasn't alive what this was like. This movie wasn't it was a sporting event. When you went to see it in the movie theater, it was a real life sporting event. We were shook.
Yes, I think it was easier for people to like hold on to it back then because they were like coming out in order.
Mm-hmm.
So when movies kind of come out every year or two, you kind of stay in the zone with them. Yep. Watching them like separately like this, it's like, oh, the first 2, the boxing matches, like it seems like you're really watching a boxing match, and it's like tense and everything. And these like the other ones are so goofy.
This one is out of control.
He's dressed as Uncle Sam that you can't see as well.
Yeah. You know, it's a good point, though. Apollo is actually a pretty progressive character looking back. Like, they made him the hero. Now, like, they didn't tend to make the kind of, like, I'm sure that he was loosely based on Muhammad Ali, since the first movie was made in, what, like 77, 78? I mean,
definitely.
And Muhammad Ali wasn't necessarily
in the first one.
Yeah, Ali wasn't necessarily beloved, you know, by all of America. So by the time this comes around, Apollo's the hero, the straight up hero. Everybody loves him. So that's actually a real point. Apparently, making the movie, there was a lot going on with Carl Weathers. He wasn't happy about everything. Of course, you know, being killed off, and he had some issues with Drago, or I should say Dolph Lundgren. You know, they were fighting too hard. I guess there was one famous one where they're filming this and Drago like throws him across the ring and things like that. There's all kinds of these folklores about the filming of this movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, stuff like that happened all the time when every actor walks off set and buries their face in a table of cocaine.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh man, I don't know what the cocaine budget was for this movie. One of the greatest.
What movie did we just do? I can't remember. We just did a movie, and I talked about that like 4 times. I was like, these people they didn't think of it that way back then. It wasn't like, oh, we're doing drugs. It's, oh, this will keep us working. Like, we can work a 16-hour day. We're just partying all day.
That's like if you watch even like Goodfellas, I know that they're supposed to be faking it. They really don't look like they're faking it. There's no way Ray Liotta's faking all that.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're probably like, fuck it, do it. Like, if you get too strung out, we'll take a break. And then
every time I watch this fight, though, I'm like, just don't do it, Apollo. Like, don't do it.
Yeah. Your wife's in the audience.
God, I mean, Drago is just the perfect villain.
But it's like, I don't think anyone could get beat to death this way. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like he gets him on the ground and starts beating his skull in. It's like you would get knocked out.
Yeah, you think at some point Apollo maybe just doesn't get up.
Or like,
it'll never make sense what a drive Apollo had to fight this fight. Like you don't understand. I got to do it. Like, no, you don't at all.
And like, look how cut up he is, and they're acting like he's this washed up schlub.
Yeah. Yeah, like he came off the couch. That's a good point.
Like they showed him hit the gloves with him, and his arms didn't move. It's like they're like the same size. Like Drago's not huge.
He's really not once you look at it.
Like Apollo's biceps are bigger than his. He's owning himself far, which is great.
And how are they not drug testing?
I wish it had just been one punch.
Yeah.
He killed him.
The Indiana Jones technique. Just one punch.
It's right here. Yeah.
This was a big deal, though, because this was coming off, the 1984 Olympics where Russia, USSR boycotted America. It was in LA and things like that. There was a lot of sports tension, between the communist countries and everyone else. So that plays a lot into this too.
I thought he was already going to be dead. I can't.
No, he's fine. Look at him. He's fine.
Yeah, throw in the towel, Rocky. Look at his face. He was fine 5 seconds ago. Now his face looks like a car.
And I just don't understand. Like what we just talked about, Apollo's 40 years old, and he's like, "Nah, you can't stop this fight. Whatever you do, don't stop the fight." Like, dude, you got a wife and kids.
Yeah, and millions upon millions.
Yeah, you got dogs.
That's why you're doing an exhibition and not a real fight. Because
you got dogs in the pool. Why did it mean so much to you, Apollo? They should have left that part out. Looking back, they shouldn't have had that. He should have been like, "I'm all right." It feels like there's no way there's not some resentments towards Rocky. Like I know Duke trained him and all, but I think Duke trained him to go to Russia and get murdered. Like I think it was actually a revenge plot. Like, no, Rocky, you're good, man. Go ahead.
Damn it, he's just got so few brain cells. They can't get the last one.
It won't take much more.
Their movements are always hilarious.
Oh, it's just
boxers aren't usually hopping around on one foot.
Nobody's ever fought this bad or this good or got hit this hard.
Yeah, a boxing match has never been this dramatic.
Ever.
It's like people just don't not put their hands in front of their face when they're getting wailed on.
Yeah. Throw the damn towel. You're telling me that Apollo knows like his life's about over and he's like, no, Rock, it's like he was committing suicide essentially. It's so weird.
Like, why did he have to be dead? Like, why couldn't he just be in the hospital and be like, it would be more believable of him being like, you can't win, Rocky. Like, didn't you see what he did to me?
Oh, I actually like. That's why I said I don't think Carl Weathers was totally on board.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. I mean, you were on a ride this franchise. They were making millions upon millions of dollars.
No, that's a great point. I like that version where he's just like, don't do it, Rock. I'm paralyzed. Please don't do it.
Or they like combine the two movies. Why didn't you have Drago punch him so hard that the doctors are like, I have brain damage. They said I can never fight again.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't have to get Rocky V.
Yeah. It's funny. And also Apollo needs serious medical attention. And the press is just like, hey, Rock, how's he doing, man?
Yeah. Cheers. Like, good fight.
Oof.
That would work.
Oh, yeah. If he dies, he dies.
And I love how his mission now is like, I need to fight him in a sanctioned event where I'll get paid to do it.
He fights for charity. He fights for charity on Christmas. That's the only way to solve this. Oh, we don't want to spoil this for everybody, but
I'm gonna follow him to his hotel room and beat the shit out.
Yeah. No, I believe the plot where him and Paulie get him to the meat packing plant and murder him and process him. Nobody ever
on a meat hook.
They combine the Godfather and Rocky.
And that was like the weird mentality. Like, I'm surprised his speech right now doesn't have in it like, and who knew? You get punched in the face too much, you could die.
Yeah.
Like, I always love that in like wrestling. They're like, oh yeah, we can't hit each other with steel chairs in the head full force anymore. It turns out that's bad for you. It's like, oh, you think?
It seems there's some long-term damage.
You think a 300-pound man hitting you as hard as he can in the skull with a steel chair is not good for your brain?
Dude, I love watching the I think it's either A&E or AMC where they have the behind the ring or whatever documentary about the pro wrestling. Oof.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That shit is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. There are a lot of messed up stories in wrestling, dude.
They try to murder each other.
Yeah.
Immediately set up a fight. Like immediately.
Yeah. I have to get my hands on you. They always do that too. Like a movie I love is Warrior. Have you ever seen Warrior? The MMA.
yeah.
Yeah, that movie's so amazing. And the only problem is like kind of the premise. Like at the end of the movie, there's like an MMA tournament, and it's like 3 days that you'll fight 5 times. It's like they don't do that. Like you need months off in between to heal from your injuries.
Yeah, it's a bare knuckle fight with Brian Dennehy.
It's like UFC fighters aren't fighting every weekend and like getting their faces beaten. Like I'm gonna go to Russia. I'll do it on. Now he needs to be embarrassed on his turf. How are you gonna be afraid for your husband's life? He's like Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a story. I'm watching this on HBO Max because 1 year when I was a teenager, my parents said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I said, "The Rocky box set." This was when there was only 1 through 5, so I was like, "It's 1 through 5. It's only like $20." I'm like, "Oh, great!" And not that my parents had money. Like $20 is nothing. But they had this like weird like tradition of like getting my stepbrothers like awesome gifts and getting me like shitty gifts. Like my stepbrother got an iPod this year when iPods like first came out. We're like $400, and I got the box set that is Rocky 1 through 3 because it was only $750.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck am I just gonna find 4 and 5? They are out there now, and I still need to buy.
So a funny thing I did, we got my son the box set for Christmas probably 5 years ago, and I only ordered the one that didn't include Rocky 5 because I wouldn't let him watch it in the house.
He never needs to know.
He's watched it. He's like, you know what? It's not that bad. Yeah, it is.
So he's watched. He went from Rocky 4 to Rocky Balboa and didn't have any questions of why Rocky was poor again.
Nope. I think he's seen 5, but I don't know if Balboa, when he started watching the Rockies, Balboa had probably just come out. We had the video game. Did you ever play the Rocky video game?
Yeah.
It was actually pretty cool.
It was pretty cool, and it like nobody knew about it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what we had it on, but it was pretty good.
I played it on the PS2.
Yeah, I don't know if we had it on GameCube or what, but it was pretty dope. Maybe Dreamcast. I don't know if it was on Dreamcast or not.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, I didn't even know they made a Rocky game, and I played it. I was like, this game is awesome.
Here we go. I still can't get past this scene.
Yeah. How are you going to have this conversation now? Do you have any idea how much work went into doing everything that they just did and getting this fight all booked?
Well, she's probably a little pissed because he did all this behind her back, which took it had to take a lot of lying.
Yeah, this was not a one-day event.
That's what the other 20 minutes are going to be of the director's cut, is them setting up the fight. Because there's so many answers here. Like, when was the funeral? Is this the same day? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, he's dressed exactly the same.
Right. Stallone just moves this movie along, though. I mean, it's at breakneck pace.
Yeah, there is zero filler in this. Like, we went immediately from finding out Drago exists to watching him beat Apollo to death.
Yeah. That's why I knew we did this show. I'm like, I think without the watch along, it would have been a longer show to break down this movie.
Yeah, probably.
It moves faster than you could. Like, we're already at the second greatest montage ever.
Oh yeah, here it comes.
And Adrian's about to give him the "you can't win." Oof, brutal.
Yeah, imagine that. Like, are you crazy?
These two weren't on good terms at this point. I mean, this is a real fight.
So weird.
How about she gets to be in the Godfathers series, and then she gets to do the Rockies? Like, what a career for Talia Shire.
Yeah. And it's weird when the people will get like a couple of franchises, but they're not really in anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's not in a ton of other things of note.
Nope. What's funny about her being Adrian, I don't know if they had the long-term plan, not to be sexist, but she's a really beautiful woman. And they went with, like you say, they kind of downplayed it and did the mousy thing. I don't know. I assume the long-term plan was to, Rocky 3 is when they really unleashed her. Like she's
supposed to be like the ugly duckling.
Yeah, exactly.
She gets, then she becomes a beautiful swan.
Mm-hmm, yeah, she's kicking it in 3 when she goes out she goes out to the West Coast. she's at the top of her powers. I believe she may have passed away too. That's in.
I think she did. Yeah,
I believe she may have passed away from the Big C years ago.
Yeah, Southpaw is his license plate.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This is what's how many times he shifts. I'm not a car guy, but I don't know how many times you can.
Yep, I love it. It happens.
It's just perfect.
It's like in the first Fast and the Furious movie. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, jeez.
There's a car he's driving that's an automatic.
Just keep.
Yeah. It's a standard.
They've always got that. They've always got another gear. Like now, yeah, now. Look, there's one. Now we're just like now he's just kind of cruising. Oh, this is when it starts hitting. Yo, me and my boys used to make fun of this all the time. Just we'd be driving down the road and just start hitting the steering wheel. Like, look at like the scene we just watched, just in slow motion.
Yeah, they're like, we need to pad this out. Like,
yep.
Did they even write a script?
No.
Just like there's not a lot of words in this. We just need a lot of people.
What's funny is watching this in closed caption, you realize this song is so literal.
Yeah. They always are in montages.
It's so great. It's funny. I got a playlist of songs I listen to when I'm on like race day, if I gotta run a race somewhere, and this is on it. I've got like 3 or 4 of these cheesy Rocky songs on it. They get me so hyped. I bet my son say this every conversation we have. At some point, one of us says, there's no easy way out. I mean, I basically, instead of actually raising him, I just let him watch Rocky movies. There's like 3 movies he has to, like, if you watch Remember the Titans, Rocky 4, half of everything you need to know in this world.
Remember the Titans is so good.
Oh, I can't wait to do that. It's on my list.
I remember I didn't see it in theaters, and then we had like a health and fitness class, and they showed that to us on like a rainy day or something. And I was like, man, this movie is amazing.
Oh, shit, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Yeah,
I missed the classic.
I could do without that weird Rocky. I have problems with the first scene of him and Adrian in the kitchen, but
yeah,
if they're good with it, I'm good with it.
Yeah,
I guess you just move on.
It is a little weird.
Yeah, he's a little aggressive. For someone that showed no signs of wanting physical contact.
Yeah, someone who is in the flinched position at all times.
If this movie is made again, she would actually be the instigator. I think that's what they would do. Oh, there it is. Tank top hugging on the beach scene. Greatest thing ever.
I use that GIF a lot.
Oh yes, it's a go-to, man. I'll just keep reminding everybody, we've talked through this. This song is still playing.
Yep.
This is a full-length music video within the movie. All the way through.
And don't worry, if you like this, there's another scene like this later.
Yep. Yep.
There might be 2. I think Drago might get one as well. I still want to go there. I want to go to the steps that he runs.
I haven't made it either. I only went to Philly once, and we didn't make it there.
I'm not that far away, and I've been through Philly a lot.
Another funny fact about the series is they do a run, like it's called the Rocky Run or whatever in Philadelphia. So they take all the landmarks that he runs by, and it's like 32 miles he runs.
Yeah, there's like 8 different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Is it
I mean,
fine?
that's so much. But then, I mean, immediately cut to no follow up with Adrian. I'm out.
Yeah.
And why is Polly going?
Right there. This is why they have a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget to brush your teeth, Polly.
And he says
the background stands your teeth, and he's like, "Get off my back, bitch!"
And he says he's going to get her have her wires tied, which like really really rude 80s thing to say about women, but and B, why are you banging the robots? What is happening?
Is his birthday present? He'll do what he wants.
I guess.
Why does this kid have a bicycle in his room? You dragging that back through the house?
Not the best scene of the movie.
No.
That kid is struggling.
Well, how could he not be? Imagine having Rocky Balboa as a father.
Okay, another thing helped me out. He's
Maybe you
gonna,
how to eat applesauce.
he's going to fight on Christmas, right? So let's assume that it's at least November when he goes to Russia. Where does Rocky live? Did he move to California away from the beloved? Wasn't he just in Philadelphia? Why is it 80 degrees and sunny in Philadelphia right before Christmas? I don't understand where they're at. I don't understand where this place is at.
He must have moved to California.
But I could have. Well, I guess that was Rocky 3 when he drove up and threw the helmet at the statue.
But who the hell's like, shut up, kids? I know it's Christmas, but the boxing match is on.
Yeah. But the charity boxing match is on. Quiet down.
This guy killed a guy last month.
Yeah. You know what's funny? It would be pretty watchable.
And also, why don't you train at home? Why do you have to go to Russia and leave your kid alone for like a month?
Man, you got to integrate yourself into that toughness.
I have to grow a beard just to shut it up.
Yeah,
they kept the beard in the final fight.
And he grows it in like 3.5 minutes. By the way,
you're not even going to walk him to the car. That's cold-blooded.
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm going to stay with the house.
That might be you literally told him to his face that could be the last time you ever saw him, and you're still not going to be like, I love you.
Yeah, you don't want to wave or anything.
Damn, Adrian, I'm glad you did. Not but in the movie.
How do you let your dumbass brother lose everything?
Yeah. Why would you just leave her in charge?
This might be my favorite scene, the landing in Russia. This is, I mean, perfect. It's cold, a great song by, I think it's Survivor.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's East versus West or man against man. Like it's so literal. Like somebody gave him the script and they're like, hey, read this and sing it.
I know they treat this movie like it's humans meeting an alien race because Americans and Russians are coming together.
Oh man, that shit still works. By the way, America has proven that this type of stuff still works. Where I live, this is what most people act like when they go to any city.
Yeah, I'm in a strange new world.
Yeah, I touched a dark-skinned person the other day, and it's fine. Like, and I'm not even making it up. It's pretty fucking bad.
I feel like there's like too many old people still on the planet. Like there's like some generation just hanging on.
That was some rare honesty from Josh.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not picking and choosing. We're just saying that there's a lot.
Soon you'll all be gone, and there'll be a lot less hate in the world. What's up?
It's the Warriors code. There's no surrender. I love reading. Like you can't. Here's what's funny about this movie: you can't tell when it's the song lyrics you're reading or when it's Rocky speaking.
Yeah, that is true. How is he protected here? Either like, you think the Russian government would just kill him?
Yeah. Why would you even let it go on? It's a battle of wills.
Imagine having to film here every day. That must have been a pain in the ass to set up.
Wonder where it was filmed. I need to know that information.
It's the 80s. It's probably Russia.
No, there wasn't nobody getting into Russia in the 80s.
Let's make this as expensive as possible.
I don't know if it's got them.
Yeah, it's probably like Canada.
Details. Let's. The estimated gross worldwide to this point is 300 million. It cost 30 million to make.
There you go.
This movie in 1985 made almost $20 million opening weekend.
Yeah,
It only cost 30.
Yeah,
like that's huge numbers.
Yeah. And it is like shocking, but even like comparatively, like because of like inflation and stuff, movies still will make that type of shit.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Like especially the superhero movies and stuff.
Yeah. Like a superhero movie will cost $250 million and it'll make $300 million its opening weekend. It's like Jesus.
When James Bond comes out this fall, it'll be $1 billion movie.
I've only seen the first two of this whole franchise. And just like, I don't know, I like Daniel Craig too, and I love Casino Royale, but none of the other ones look interesting to me.
Skyfall's pretty cool. Spectre, I like it, but not everything about it. I thought they rushed some of the villains. I think they waste some of the villains. They had such good actors, and sometimes it wasn't perfect. I like Quantum of Solace better than most people. Most people that's a throwaway movie, but I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, that movie got kind of fucked up because of the writer's strike.
Yeah, I heard.
Daniel Craig's like, I had to write some of this. I'm not even a writer.
Yeah, and I read the books, which like I know I'm one of those guys that like I read the books, but it's funny how many of the movies they combine like some of the books and things like that to build their stories. And I'm like, wait a minute, that didn't happen. But so that's one of them.
The 5 o'clock shadow is already in place.
Oh, it's
not even the end of his first date.
Yeah, I guess he is an Italian man. He grew that on the airplane.
Definitely a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Look at Duke's about to have like, man, I know you killed my meal ticket, but we can do this, man. And everybody keeps acting like Apollo, like, nah, man, like Apollo was 80 when this happened. Like, nah, man, he'd be proud of you. Like, no, he'd want to be alive.
Yeah, don't worry. He lived a long, good life of 37 years.
Yeah. He retired for 3 years. He really got to enjoy everything.
I raised him. How old is this guy? He's probably like 41.
Right. Duke is the man. I could do anything if I had Duke yelling at me. I promise. Anything.
He does, though. He's like, I had a meal ticket. And luckily, when he died, I also happened to be tight with his best friend who does the exact same job and is also a millionaire.
Yeah, but fights for free.
And is too stupid to think about getting representation anywhere else. So I'll just stand here and he'll let me do it.
I want to have the Rocky 3.5 or Rocky 4.5 where you find out that Duke actually laid out the plan to rob Rocky of all his money and him from Paulie, and him and his family retired happily.
Yeah, Duke put loaded gloves in Drago's locker room and killed Apollo.
He gets back like, I don't know where all the money went, and Duke's like, hey, I gotta go.
Goes home and Scrooge McDuck jumps in the swimming pool full of gold coins.
Duke set this whole thing up now that I think about it. Yeah, he's about 9 years older than Rocky, or older than Sylvester Stallone.
That'll be Creed 3. It'll be
Duke's grandson who inherited all the embezzled money from Rocky. Well, what kills me, like in the sports world, it's not that hard to make enough money to be really well off. So how does Rocky just not fight one more fight for like $2 million and retire?
Yeah, or Or just do autograph signings like every other
Yeah,
your life and make millions of dollars.
and not have to have a struggling Italian restaurant.
I don't think we needed 3 takes on that zoom in of the guy with the binoculars.
Right. How about they also throw in he kind of befriends the neighbors? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Nobody knows what that was. Some sort of flux capacitor.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
So like alien steroids.
But this is it. And we still have one more montage after this. And as someone like, I'm not a professional athlete, but I do some running, some training. This would not work. What Rocky's doing.
Yeah.
It would not.
I'll be nice to my neighbors and jog in the snow, and Drago's in this like $1 billion facility.
Yes, specifically training certain muscle groups and injecting steroids.
He's training like he's in the same program he's in Universal Soldier.
Yeah, right. I love that movie. Man, I went through the 90s and Jean-Claude Van Damme. I was here for it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
There's a bomb in the hockey arena.
Oh, it's Sudden Death. Sudden Death.
Yeah, that movie was awesome.
Filmed in Pittsburgh.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. It's the Penguins. Yeah.
Yep, I've been to that arena. Well, it's not there anymore, but I was there several times. Fuck, I could watch Bloodsport 100 times in a row. It's the worst, greatest movie ever.
We need to do that.
Yeah, I'm here for Bloodsport. That's another short. That movie can't be but 70 minutes long.
Yeah, all of these movies are like the 80s. It was just like short, cheap as possible.
And we watched them on cable over and over and over. I guarantee I've watched this movie right here triple digits. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched it at least 20 times.
Yeah. Man, just they got a little loose here with they went for it here on the what do you call this, parallel editing?
Yeah.
They really went for it.
It's crazy too, because like you could edit this movie to be even tighter.
Oh yeah,
it's only an hour and a half.
I think there's a 60-minute version of this. It's the greatest thing anybody's ever seen.
Most action packed.
Yeah, it's just an hour of.
See, no need for this in our version.
Well, another thing too is I don't know about you. I don't know how often you watch it. I tend to watch it on cable because that's just when it pops up.
Yeah.
So you forget that it's so quick.
Yeah, because they pad it out with commercials.
Yeah, because
2 hours.
And let's check that how they did. His beard grew like as he was out working out.
Jesus, what awful parents!
Like, yeah. Nobody wants to be home for Christmas.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't bad enough your dad wasn't going to be home for Christmas, but then your mom was like, you know what? I'm out of here too. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Like, at least bring the kid with you.
Man, what a moment. Great looking beard, though. I'm sorry. That's a good looking beard.
It's true. Stallone
was really feeling himself in this movie. He had just come off Rambo. He had just made a $100 million blockbuster. Rolls into Rocky IV.
Yep. He's writing the script to Cobra like a business.
Man, Cobra's good.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. It's wonderful. You haven't released that one yet.
No. It'll be out on, I think, Friday.
Where can I watch it? Like, is there a streaming service that has it before that? I love watching it right before you.
I had to rent it on Amazon.
Yeah, I might. Look, hey, by the way, another montage. We took 2 minutes.
Yeah.
To have a moment. It's a music video.
It's true. They're like, hey, Go talk to Adrian real quick. Okay, you done? All right,
Yeah.
right back to the montage.
Well, how about Adrian? Best job on the planet. This movie, she says like 4 meaningful lines, and she's like, "I'm out. Look, I'll peek through a door. Yeah, I'm good for the day."
This is also like Rocky 2 in super speed.
Yes.
So it's like I needed Adrian to have confidence, and she wasn't there. Oh, she's back now. Okay, now I'm gonna train like
I can do anything now.
Now I'm an unstoppable killing machine because I have heavy rocks.
What's it's wild how they did it though, and all credit to Stallone of how they rebounded. And you can tell by the way she looks at him, she did all this shit on purpose. All these mind games were to get him
Pumping him up.
She looks now, she's like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it worked. Dumbass. He's always been stupid. But I like how they handle it in Creed though, and like take it back, and like how they dealt with the cancer issues and stuff and made it, you know, I thought they did a really, really cool job of kind of retelling the story more seriously for those two movies.
Yeah, I still need to see Creed 2, but some people said it was bad.
It's fine. It's just fine. Here's the problem with it. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't rewatch it. I watched it once and I'm like, okay, it's fine. And I can't I just can't, if it's on, I don't think to rewatch it. There's something missing.
Yeah, I only watched Creed once, but
yeah.
I did like it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, but if the Creed's on cable, I'll watch. There's some cool stuff in it. I don't know. There's something just missing, but it's an all right movie. I mean, you need to see it. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I really like the Stallone stuff in it. I mean, he was nominated for Academy Award for Christ's sake. But
no, it's pretty cool. Yeah, the 2's pretty cool.
I just kind of nothing Michael B. Jordan. Like sometimes I think he's fine. Sometimes I think he's like miscast. So like
miscast is they're kind of forcing him on us. I think in some movies and not letting him be him.
Yeah, I'm not like I feel like he needs like a strong cast around him.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like but I do see him in things, and I'm like, oh, he is good in that. But I mean, like he just I think to be the same in everything, but his character is supposed to be wildly different.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at this. This is the same thing, right? It's like running on a line treadmill and Rocky running through snowy hills like I did as a 6-year-old.
Yes, it's. So if there's a 2-round fight, it's fun.
It's like the Highlander.
Yeah, right.
Why are you on top of a mountain? You are climbing the stairs of a library. Like 2 movies ago.
Yeah, well, it's just climbing. Somebody said that on a podcast. They're like, so every movie, is he just climbing something?
This is where he got the idea.
It's a great shot, though. It's a great shot.
It is. Just cuts to a title screen. Rocky fell off that mountain. Yeah. Never happened.
We never see helicopters searching for Rocky. Like we never saw Rocky again. Who knows what would have happened in that fight?
Episode of Unsolved Mysteries.
And you're a little younger than me. Do you remember Gorbachev?
Yeah. Like I remember the fall of the Berlin Wall and stuff.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he was a big part of our life in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they just blatantly rip him off for this movie.
Yeah, basically. I'm surprised they didn't draw some shit on his face.
Yeah, right.
Big birthmark.
Saturday Night Live style. Man, Talia was really struggling to keep it together for this one. Yeah. She does not want to be there.
Did you see the last Rambo movie, Last Blood?
I did.
Is it worth watching?
It depends on why you watch it. If you watch it as a Rambo movie, maybe not. If you watch it as a bloody, crazy revenge movie, then yes. It just depends on why you watch it.
Yeah, I felt like 4 was a great ending.
Yeah, this
also the title "Last Blood." I'm like, that's
It is.
That's poor writing.
Yeah, it's essentially a I don't know what type of movie you call it, but it is. It's blood and guts and just over the top action and drama. And I would say yes. I would say yeah. I think someone would need to watch it if they've watched the Rambo franchise.
Yeah, I do like the other one, so I should watch it.
The acting and stuff's actually really good in it.
Is it? It just shot. It looked like it was shot like almost like low budgety.
It does, but it's yeah. It look you know what it looks like? It looks like it was made for a streaming service. That's what it looks like it was shot for. Like some of those, like Netflix movies sometimes look really good, and then the Amazon movies will look different. The HBO Max movies sometimes look a little different.
Yeah.
So I would agree. I would agree that it doesn't. I can't see how it could have been on a big screen and looked all right. I would agree with that, but I would definitely say it's they do some really really crazy shit in it. So it's worth seeing.
The robot's dressed like Santa.
Yeah, of course. By the way, I don't think an adult ever shows up in the house with the kids.
Well, yeah. Where's that scene? Where's the scene where Polly's walking through the snow and the robot shows up? I missed you, Polly.
We need more robot. I hope the director's cut's just 20 minutes of the robot just wreaking havoc.
This goes crazy. Separation anxiety. See, he looks enormous there.
Yeah.
His arms are like touching his kneecap.
Yeah, the proportions there look really odd, by the way.
He just gets in the ring and goes, "This is my equivalent of being flashy."
Yeah. I can't believe they're letting me wear two colors at once.
Where's Russian James Brown?
Yeah, that would have been great. Like Yakov Smirnoff comes out.
James Brown comes out and he's like, "I'll do whatever. They paid me."
Yeah. So James Brown wouldn't have gave a shit in '85. He's been like, whatever gets the
Russian,
whatever gets the cocaine from point A to point B, I'm in.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm wearing a dead man's trunks. You got beef?"
Then there's a crazy story where Dolph Lundgren put Rocky in the hospital, almost killed Rocky during the fight scenes.
Yeah, he gets messed up a lot in the movies.
Yeah. Like, they said
he had to have his ears drained of blood like
10 times. They said if he wouldn't have got medical attention, he probably would have died. He bruised his heart so bad.
Jesus.
They said it's the same. They said it's the common cause of people in car wrecks when they hit the steering wheel with their chest. That's how bad it was.
Jesus.
Yep. It was days he was out.
I think I just talked about this recently, but not on your show. Him and Schwarzenegger used to now they're good friends, but they used to be like bitter rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Schwarzenegger is the reason that Stallone wound up doing Stopper My Mom Will Shoot, because they literally were trying to steal roles from each other left and right.
No shit.
Schwarzenegger heard about this awful movie and he was like, he told his agent,
"Oh no way!"
Word to Sylvester Stallone's agent that Schwarzenegger was going to do it. So Stallone was like, "No, get it! I want it before he can have it."
Oh man!
And Schwarzenegger's like, "Ha ha! I ain't doing that shit anymore."
Thing is, Schwarzenegger pulls that movie off, by the way, because he could do that.
Yeah, he probably would have done it.
It'd been a lot better movie, and it wouldn't have been Estelle Getty. It would have been like back then, like Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't know. They would have done something ridiculous. They'd be like, "No, get Ray Don Chong back."
Yeah. I have to watch that movie just for Estelle Getty because it's like The Golden Girls is so amazing.
The movie starts off that it was on the other day, so I start watching it just to see how bad it is. And then there's no reason for Sylvester Stallone to be rolling around in his underwear like he is. It makes no sense. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Both of these two are like oddly like sucking their guts in as hard as they possibly can.
Oh
like,
yeah,
sick. They don't even look big.
they haven't had a carbohydrate in 6 months.
I must break you. Just punch him in the dick as hard as you can.
Take the penalty. Take the penalty to the round and punch him in the dick. He said, "The best is Rocky 3 when Mick tells him he's fighting a dinosaur." Said, you ever fought a dinosaur? They can cause damage in a variety of ways.
I love Mick's like the best character in this whole series.
Oh yeah, the glue, absolutely. He's so important. Those first two movies, they may not get a second movie without Mick.
It's so weird they killed him off only in the third one, because it's like he was alive for another 10 years.
Yeah. He's probably 2 years older than Rocky looking back. Well, that was such a great time because there were so many classic, like older actors that a lot of people didn't know because you just don't see as much stuff from the 60s and 50s. And so like guys like him were just blew you away, but they'd been doing it for 30 years.
Like every single punch, he's getting punched in the face.
Oh, just destroying him.
It's like if someone got hit that much in one round, they'd be dead. Like I'd love to see the scorecards for a Rocky match and compare it to like an average boxing.
Yeah. Drago lands 95% of his power punches.
It's like you threw 632 punches that round. You landed 99.
Look at that. He just connected, I don't know, maybe 20 in a row to the jaw.
It doesn't help that they actually miss half of them in this movie.
Yeah.
So, but you're supposed to believe in it, even though you could see it was like a foot away.
Yeah, it's close to like Hong Kong cinema at points. Great sound though. I mean, it's over the top, but it sounds great when they're connecting.
Yeah. They would wait till Rocky came out of the corner there. just getting the shit kicked out. Like, put your hands up.
Yeah, anything. Do anything.
Grab him. That's what boxers do. Yeah, there you go, Rock. Grab onto him so he can't use his arms.
It's crazy though, to put in perspective though. So we're recording this the day after the Jake Paul Mayweather fight. Like this all would have started. Imagine if Jake Paul comes out and kills Mayweather. Like it would have been a big deal.
I would have loved to have seen that happen just because
or
cocky.
Yeah, or just at least just dropped him. Nobody can root for Mayweather. That dude's a creep. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he is. He's an actual creep.
And I don't like Jake Paul either.
Oh no. But as of now, I don't know that Jake Paul abuses women. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but we know Mayweather does. He's a creep.
Look at it. If your eyebrow was busted open in the first round, you wouldn't have a chance. Like, you'd have so much like blood in your eye, and your whole eye would be swelling up. And he's still leading with that side of his face.
Greatest moment ever's coming though. Ooh. I got to be honest. Drago's the perfect fighter and the perfect weapon, but he really is an undisciplined fighter.
Yeah, yeah, like he's people like a wrestler.
Yeah, if he just played, or had some good defense and kept these gloves up, no way he loses this fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like if any of them had good defense and put their gloves up, fight. I mean, Rocky would be dead already.
Oh yeah.
He's taking about 87 punches to the face in the first round and a half.
And
it always goes the distance.
Yeah. This is the most. He gets better every punch. This is the most. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now he's lost all hope of blocking anything.
I am telling you that shook everybody. Because here, so let me tell you how this went for my age group. We read all the magazines that hyped this movie up and showed us pictures. The music videos would come out slightly before the movie, so we had got to see some of that. So as kids, we're looking at this once again as a sporting event, and we're just trying to decide, like, how could Rocky possibly win? Like, there's no, like, as if there was an outcome. Like, and the whole time you're watching this, and he finally cuts him, you're like, oh, I can't believe it. I knew it. I knew he had it in him. Like, it was so real to us. It was crazy. Like, you'd argue with your friends. Like, we'd have arguments. Like, there's no way he could beat Drago. There's no fucking way. Like, no, man, Rocky, because he grew up on the streets.
He's got heart.
He's got a heart, yeah.
He's got something none of your steroids can give you.
That's exactly right. Oh, then, of course, then you had the dads are like, yep, that's exactly right. The steroid guys that's exactly why they're like that. I mean, it was so real to us. It's unexplainable.
I feel like parents would also lie back in the day and be like,
oh, God, yeah. Because there was no Google. You didn't Google any. There's no fact checking on parents. Then we got to have a montage. Just
beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people have never actually seen a real boxing match. They've only ever seen a Rocky movie, and they think that it's like this.
that they never watched a boxing match because they couldn't take. They're like, oh, I can't take that.
Yeah,
that's just horrible.
Or they did try to watch it, and they're like, man, this is boring as shit.
Boring as shit. Oh, thankfully we had Mike Tyson in the late 80s.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it is with UFC too. You watch a movie like Warrior and they're just like, going at it. And like 90% of UFC fights, they're just like holding each other on the ground, trying to like barely move, trying to like slip into a hold.
I like, Tom Hardy is really good in that movie, man.
Oh, he is.
But actually, both guys are really good in that movie.
Yeah,
I like.
He's really great.
Yeah, I like that guy a lot. He's an actor that's different in his roles, if you ask me. Like, he can play different characters.
Yeah. He didn't pop off like he should have.
I still think he's got one in him, but it's going to be like the coach of a football team or something. It's gonna hit.
He's got kind of dead eyes, so I think it like takes away from him. It kind of makes him older than he is, so he wasn't hitting the demographic he was supposed to be hitting.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, and he always gets pigeonholed with these kind of weird, like accents, like Boston or whatever that don't quite fit. And
yeah, which it's like he's Australian, so the last thing you want to do is give an Australian guy another accent. Like,
exactly,
you need that. Everybody's got that mutt American, just generic.
Yep,
English speaking accent.
It always feels forced with him.
Oh, imagine that. That's why we have COVID today. Just picking a mouth guard up off the ground.
This movie ended the Cold War and caused COVID. Spread HIV to half of Russia. Yeah, you look at Duke though. He had no intentions. Like, I don't care if he kills him. I ain't throwing a towel.
Yeah, I already got my paycheck.
He wouldn't throw it for my boy. I'm not throwing it.
Polly's over there calling the accountant right now. Money is about to be wired.
He's like, move that shit over to all the DeLorean. Buy all the DeLorean stock.
He's just flipping through like a sports car magazine. He's like, yeah, you got it, Rock. Yeah, pick and move. Yeah, I'm about to get this Lambo.
Meanwhile, Adrian's picking out
new husbands,
Fabergé eggs. Husbands
over there hitting on the prime minister. Yeah. Like, I'm used to a certain lifestyle. Oh, Duke's about to get into it.
Oh yeah, Duke will fight him. I got to full props to my closed captioning. It does a wonderful job. Like even when if there's two people on screen, it'll actually kind of flash to the person as if it's kind of like a comic book type of thing. It's really cool.
Oh yeah.
I guess you're more used to it than I am. You do it a lot.
It is true. It's a lot harder now that I got this because I switched this instead of just plugging the mics into the computer and recording that way. Now I have this mixer.
Yeah.
I have to wear headphones in like situations like this because the mic is too good to have the speakers on. But we used to, when we just would record with the computer, we'd have the volume up a little bit. It made it easier to do it because the mic. Jesus, one arm with a boxing glove on. Right there, he looked like he does now.
Yeah, good point.
He does not have a friendly face now.
This movie aged him 15 years.
This is your whole life here. You don't have a child at home.
Yeah, there's nothing to live for. This is it.
If you don't want this man, you might as well kill yourself, right?
Meanwhile, his kid's like, wonder if dad's coming home. Yeah. This is weird.
Yeah, they left me with a fucking robot on Christmas.
And Uncle Polly's fucking. They left me with Uncle Polly's sex bot and these two weirdo kids that keep stealing my toys.
Yeah, why are they there? Why aren't they with their family on Christmas?
I don't know.
Are those all those kids?
Oh. Yeah. Even Adrian's like, really? You think you should take extra hits?
Yeah. Taunt. You think you should taunt the man that murdered your best friend with his bare hands?
Yeah. Like a week ago. Remember that?
Jesus. And then we're supposed to go at the beginning of the next movie. No, there's no way he has brain damage.
Yeah. He shows back up. He's got a bruise.
What do you mean he could never box again? He just had the best match of his life.
That's another reason nobody should ever watch Rocky V except for to see how horrible it is. There's no time in this movie where Paulie even has they don't have the internet. He's not in Russia trading stocks and shit.
I'd like it much better if the robot stole his money.
Oh yeah, the robot and Duke ride off into the sunset. How do you not bring the robot back?
Yeah, they should have brought it to their shit apartment.
Oh God!
The only thing our rich life will keep is our robot, our butler.
I hope Creed fights the robot and
the robot's kid.
Creed 3. Yeah.
Half robot, half Paulie.
It's like one of them things from Real Steel.
Paulie and the robot's love child.
Oh. Rocky was going to kick him.
Yeah.
How is she 22 at this point? That's fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
And how is he 40? And I guess they're adults. They can do what they want.
Well, think about how old friggin' Drago is. He's probably 22 as well.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah. And then this is when things get really crazy.
This is when things would have gotten really crazy in real life.
Oh, good God.
Shut those fucking cameras off.
Yep. Nobody would have saw the end of this fight.
Also, this fight wouldn't have taken place in America or Russia. It would have taken place in a neutral third country.
Yeah.
They'd be fighting in Argentina.
Yep. I mean, they wouldn't even come to the 84 Olympics, and yet they're gonna let us come in and beat their champion.
And this man who couldn't read a kid's menu had one of the most touching speeches in movie history.
Just impromptu.
He's like, I've had a lot of time to think about this while I was getting my face beat in.
Yeah. He's like, I'm pretty tired right now. If I could just take a minute.
And look at his face. His face isn't. You just beat the man that beat your best friend to death. But when you fought your best friend, your eyes were like welted shut.
They had to cut you open.
And you had to be put on a stretcher and rushed to the hospital.
Well, how about you did all this for revenge, and then when it's over, he's like, during this fight, I had a lot of time to think about stuff.
Yeah.
It's been 30 minutes.
Yeah, you might not know this about me, a lowly man from the slums of Philadelphia, but I'm actually very versed in world politics.
I've been keeping up on this stuff, and if I can change, and you can change.
What change did you do, Rocky? You didn't change as a person at all.
No, you got worse. You're a blubbering idiot in 5.
They wouldn't even have had that American flag in the building.
No.
I do what they hung him with after this cut.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that when you watch this movie, this is not how it was going to go down.
Yeah. They'd all be clapping, cheering him on as they wished him a fun and safe ride to the airport.
Yeah.
Being chased by mobs of people.
But let me tell you, in 1985, we believed every second of it. We were like, "Oh man, I'm so glad the Cold War's over." That was rough.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that speech made the president cry. IRL.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone's cheering. And
I'm
the king of the world.
Just wonderful.
Let's forget my friend with small children died.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. This whole thing was a revenge tour, and he doesn't even bring it up.
Yeah, no shout out to Apollo in that final. In that final match.
Oh my gosh. And then it goes to more Hearts on Fire.
First,
how about top billed cast as commentator number 1? Fun. I have no idea why.
Maybe it's in order of appearance.
Nope. It just special shout out to commentator number 1. Like they forgot him and added him in at the top.
Sicko the Robot, voiced by Robert Dornick.
There you go. There is a voice behind the Sicko the Robot.
What type of name is that? It's because they knew what Paulie was doing to
it. Yeah. They should have been Sicko's Robot. Paulie was the Sicko. Oh my gosh. All right. I got to shut it off. That was too much.
This was amazing as I knew it would be.
It just, like I said, breakneck pace. That movie is, you can't keep up with it. I mean, it is.
I can't believe it's over.
Like there's so many things to talk about that you can't even get to. It is just light speed. And it's, oh man. So we'll do a few follow-up questions here. Why this movie doesn't age well at the same time? Because let's just be honest. I don't think that everybody's like, as soon as you see the American flags, like, yep, there's a right and there's a wrong here. Like we know which side we're on, but this movie, everybody loves this movie. It's just, I don't know how to quantify it, but it's beloved.
It is. Yeah. It is odd that like the 4th one in a franchise sticks out so much.
Yeah. And it's, it's not the, America versus Russia thing, because that's faded so much. Or there was times like if you watched this movie in the early 2000s, you had no idea what they were even talking about. I mean, honestly, but yet it still just carries over so well. I don't know. And I don't think it's so bad that it's like laughable. You know what I mean? Like some movies just get to the point where like, okay, this is so ridiculous. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. It is like, it surprisingly does make sense. Like, cause he just gets progressively richer. So it's like, yes, he's like getting all this new stuff. And that was of the time that they would be like, a robot's cool.
Oh my gosh. Like they would have absolutely bought it. I bet Stallone had one. Well, I think he did have one, but I mean, that's something he would have done, because he would have been at this point, he had just come off Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Like he was at the height of his powers. Like he was winning.
And yeah, I think I kind of like them in order, like the first 5. Like, but I think like 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all like really good, and 5's just like awful.
Yeah, 5's garbage.
And then they come back right back with 6, but it's like I don't think 4 is better than 2 and 3. Like I think
No.
1, 2, and 3 are all a little bit better than 4.
I think that nostalgia wise and just everything wrapped up in it, and just my age, I rate 4 better. But I really, every time I watch it, I think 3 is probably better.
Yeah.
I really do. I like 1 a ton. I mean, that's a freaking cinema classic. But the only thing I don't like about 2 is that it's just such a second part of 1 that I don't know if it's enough of its own movie, even though it's good.
Yeah, I like watching them back to back because it's just a long movie. It literally picks up right where it leaves off.
That's a good point. I never watch 2 by itself, like if I haven't seen 1 in months. But I'll watch 1 and I'll watch 3, I'll watch 4, I won't watch 5. Even Rocky.
I'll watch Rocky Balboa by itself.
But if 2's just on, I don't always turn it on. There's just something, even though it's a really good movie, it just, and Creed, I think you'll see if you watch Creed 2, Creed 1 and 2 are a little like that. I don't know if they are separate. Like I'll watch Creed 1, but I don't necessarily tune into Creed 2. But
yeah,
Rocky Balboa is actually a really cool concept, and they do a good job with that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely underrated for sure. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that was a lot of fun. There's so many things about that movie. It's so ridiculous. It's so much fun. It's a classic. It is its own part of pop culture forever. I mean, a movie just it comes on anytime. It sparks conversation. It's fun. It's just
You can't not watch it if you see it on. Yeah,
right. It's just one long music video. Once you watch it straight through, it's just one big music video. It's crazy. And it was also, it's really more of an action movie, because if you think about it, coming off of this, you already touched on it. They give Dolph Lundgren a shot at being an action star. Stallone goes real heavy into action for a while. Also, Stop Your Mom Will Shoot, things like that. It kind of fits more in that genre. And this is right when Jean-Claude's about to take off. Like these movies, this more of an action movie than it's by no means a sports movie, even though I did it for, I'm a sports guy. It's really not it's really, the boxing's irrelevant.
The first two feel like at like sports movies. Yeah. Yeah. 3, 4, and 5 all feel like action movies.
Yeah. This is an action movie is what it was. And mid 80s action movie was the best. I'm sure that in a dream scenario, actually, they never brought it up. In a dream scenario, you'd want Schwarzenegger to play Drago in some way, shape, or form. That would have never happened with those two, like you said. It was actually, the original thought was they were going to have like more of a mountain man type guy. He was going to be big and hairy, like a beast. And then they brought Lundgren in, to audition. And that's when Sylvester Stallone's like, nope, that's we're going to change everything because this guy's perfect. So it was,
he met my girlfriend.
Yeah. I wanted a set.
Yeah.
I think we know why Brigitte's in there, but nobody could have been better. It adds to the movie. We didn't need a good actress in there. We don't need, like, Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. It takes away from it. She would steal the show. It'd be like, this doesn't make any sense.
That is true. Yeah.
I believe that she was an Olympic Russian swimmer.
I'm surprised there's not a scene where like Adrian slaps her in the face or something.
Yeah, they didn't really go for that. They glanced at each other at the fight, and that was, you know what? I think Talia Shire's like, I got 5 minutes, boys. Like, I'm giving you what I can give you for 5 minutes.
Should have Apollo's wife attack her.
Yeah, really. They just leave her out of the movie completely. You see her.
Your husband's dead.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you're done. We're going to replace you with Claire Huxtable. But thanks. We appreciate your work. Oh my gosh. Oh man. That was a lot of fun, Josh. Thanks for coming on and doing this. We forgot to talk about at the beginning of the show. Tell everybody where they can find you, of course.
Sure. Yeah. I'm the host of the Four Nerds by Nerds podcast. We do like a lot of commentaries and stuff, and like news. You can follow us on Twitter, FMBN Podcast. We are on Facebook and Instagram, FMBN 4 and the letter U. And we have new episodes every Monday and Fridays.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. Oh, congratulations. I saw something about you got a podcast of the month or something like that.
Oh, yeah, we're podcast of the week.
Of the week. Yeah, sorry.
Nerds by Nerds podcast.
Yeah, that was super dope, though, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You guys are doing a great job over there. Obviously, I listen to it as much as I possibly can. It gets me through a lot of kind of boring times. And
hell yeah.
Some good drives and stuff. Oh, it's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So I know I won't give it away, but I know you got some good ones coming up that we talked about. So
yeah, all right. Come on and do Bloodsport with me.
I love them. I really, this is every time you guys do one, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I love that. This was a lot of fun, and this is one of the best movies ever. I'm glad you did it with me. So
yeah, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be the first person on.
I can't wait to put it out. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Anybody stop by. This will be on Jeff Needs Help and Jeff Needs Sports podcast. I felt that's only the right thing to do. And it was a blast. I want to thank Josh for being here. I want to thank everybody. And that's it. And remember, if I can change, you can change. We can all change. Have a great week, everyone.